Today I want to have one of those kind of perpetual discussions about how I'm feeling and how photography can help me and kind of work through some of the troubles. I also want to start by giving a big shout out and a thank you to Gary, Jamie and Daz from the photography podcast, links down below. I met up with them earlier on today. I really do appreciate being able to come out with you very much. It's nice to get out, and it has its upsides and its downsides. There's no reflection on the guys at all. It's me up here. Discussions I have with people off camera are very much around the idea of, if I've got to go out for myself, I'll prevaricate. I just don't. But if I'm committed to doing something like I did today, I put myself out there and I said, hey guys, yeah, if you've got a meeting around this area, can I come along? And Gary said, yeah, thanks. And I said, I get. See, I'm losing my words. I'm not going to edit this out. I would normally edit this out, but yeah, this is kind of real stuff. Gary said yes, great, and I got out and it was nice, and I really enjoyed my time. But the problem is, for me, it's when something like that ends, and as I said, there's no disrespect to the guys at all. It happens a lot. So yeah, I'm over in West Norfolk. I've driven out a reasonable way, kind of an hour or so from home, and I thought, well, I'll just go back. And actually, it was pretty much Gary's insistence that I do something else, and it kind of called me out on the next edition of the podcast if I didn't. I'm not going to pretend this is easy. It isn't, because actually I just did want to go home. I wouldn't have enjoyed being just home doing nothing or moping, and I'm not enjoying this either. I should be. Look, I mean, just look. Like, how can you not enjoy this weather? But I'm not. I'll be all right once the mindset changes. But forcing myself to do something it's so hard. It really is so hard. But I'm here. I found a subject, and I'm going to do my damnedest to enjoy it. It's a relatively simple subject. I always say this, like none of this is necessarily. It's a subject that's perhaps awkward to shoot. It's straight into the sun, and it's just really just following this kind of creek inlet here. And I spotted actually further up. I've got to put these on. I just can't see. There's an old boat down here. I don't know whether it floats any longer. It's incredibly muddy. It's really nestled in the reeds, and it just kind of got me because the reeds are being backlit, and I just love this. But I've got to keep taking the glasses on and off to see or to see things close to me and see things further away. And I'm on soft mud. Everything is gradually sinking here. I'm not too bad because I've got big feet, but the tripods, not quite the same. But you can see it's rather nice. If I zoom this out a little, you just got this kind of leading line. This doesn't work terribly well, does it? On a big telephoto lens. My finger, that's my finger. That thing. The kind of leading line that glints inside into the ASOS, picking up that line. It's a really nice shot. I'm finding this quite a nice image, and but difficult to shoot. I mean, so straight into the light. I'm doing a bracket on it, perhaps to merge them in post. I don't know whether that's what's going to happen or not, or whether I'll just be able to pull all of the tones out in one instance. one of the discussions I was having earlier on with it was, I think it was Jamie, was largely about YouTube and how often I'm finding I'm putting up images that wouldn't see the light of day if it weren't for the YouTube channel. Now, that's largely because I don't necessarily put a lot of what's the word? I don't think they're very good. Many of these images. Yeah, sometimes people may agree with me, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they disagree with me, and that's absolutely all right. Yeah, if you think my work is better than I think it is, I'm fine with that. I can't. Who's going to argue? But I struggle a lot because I think one of the issues is that the YouTube algorithm kind of it puts pressure on you to produce things. And I had a break in November, I think it was. Probably I think it was just a week. And boy, did that seem to really hurt the views going forward, because it seemed like it was about a month that it took to recover from some videos that did very poorly. There's a review video of the tripod. There was a video of me discussing how social media kind of interacts with and forces, changes people and such, and indeed, it gets people to. Well, it doesn't get people to like bad photos, but people tend to like bad photos purely on the basis of them being full of colour. But anyway, but the point that I was making in the conversation with Jamie is that I'm sure that a lot of us photographers on YouTube would not show half of the images that we do if it weren't for YouTube, because some of them just aren't that great. Now, producing images that aren't that great, as far as I'm concerned, is fine, because everything's a learning experience, and a lot of what we do as photographers is kind of trying things out, trying ideas, seeing something, trying something, seeing whether it works and such. Now, one of the things I like to do is selective focus, and I haven't moved from the last shot. So the old boat is down here, camera's in much the same place, just turns around, and I'm now looking at this boat here. And one of the things I really like about boats is that they're multifaceted. Old boats are absolutely great. The older sometimes the better, because there's so many kind of nitty gritty dirty parts with it. It's so photogenic. And I thought that of this cleat rope here that's obviously been there for some time. I know what these ropes look like when they're new, and that ain't new. It's that kind of aged rope that, I've got to be honest, I would want gloves to operate that and try and tie it. I'm going to tie that hitching around there. But anyway, my shot is really looking, and if I pull back a little bit here, crunching under feet, it's dead muscles. You can see shadows. They're really deep and right in the damn way here. So luckily, the position of the camera is pushing the shadow up, or rather just off the rubbing straight gun on here, and I could try and just kind of focus in on that, and that's nice in itself. I do like it, but I don't think it's strong enough as a subject on its own to kind of work. So the idea is I'm placing the image, or that if you kind of look here, I'm placing that, not putting shadow on it, right in the bottom corner, got bottom edge of the frame. I'm looking through into the distance, where we've got this kind of S-curvy of the island, if you will, there when the water's up. Got some lovely reflection of the sky, making that really rather blue. So I'm shooting through, selective focus just on the bottom, soft focus on the background. It's, to me, here and now, it's quite a nice shot. It might not turn out to be a great shot. It's an idea, it's a kind of experiment, I've got a feeling that that it won't work because the subject itself is right at the bottom of the frame, and it's kind of leading off into blurry nothingness. Well, it's not nothingness, but I'm stopping waffling. Have a look at the shot, see what you think of it, and let me know, because I've got reservations, but I think it might work. So we don't know half the time whether this is going to work until we put it on a big screen. This shot here, kind of experimental, selected focus again. I'm going low because there's a van right behind over there, and I do not want it in the frame. Everything in the background apart from, well, everything in the shot apart from this big old post here is in soft focus. It might work, it might not. Honestly, I don't know. Being emotionally attached to these images that we shoot it's okay, but it also has some negative connotations. It certainly does for me, and indeed for a lot of people. I think if you speak to any experienced photographer, they'll say this, or rather, they might not fully identify it. It takes a bit of analysing, but I can pretty much guarantee that any of the shots I've taken today are going to be a bit when I get back. But I also suspect that if I look at these in a number of months' time, my opinion of them is going to be perhaps a little different. Now, this well, it happens a lot. Last night I was trying to find some images that I thought I could work well with Analog Effects Pro, and I've recently got the latest version of that. I've been using it on and off for quite some time. I had the an earlier version, version 2, I think, maybe 3, and it's absolutely great. What it allows you to do, well, it's a suite of 6 programs or so, and I use Silver Effects Pro, which is for processing black and white images. Virtually every single black and white image I've ever shot digitally is processed with Silver Effects Pro. It's stunning. It's the OG of black and white processing. But anyway, so I was looking for this a shot, or a series of shots that would work well with analog effects, and I came across a couple of shots that I shot probably October time at a common where light was hitting a couple of trees, really dark background, and because the light was there, it was getting really lovely separation. It was working incredibly well. I liked it a lot. Yeah. Oh, that's nice, in the back of the camera. It didn't translate when I got back. I was kind of hyped on this. Oh, these are great, and they weren't. They just, I was really deflated, and this happens a lot, and it probably happens to you as well. But last night I came across these again because, well, actually I was looking for something else, I've got to be honest, but I found these. I thought, actually, that would work, and you know what, it did. It did, and all of a sudden, something that I felt really good about at the point of shooting, but really kind of low about at the point of reviewing and coming to an editing process. Again, I got to the point of saying, actually, you know what? It really isn't that bad. It's nothing like as bad as I thought it was. I'll show you some of these at the end, because I think it's important to acknowledge this, because I have a lot of failures, and I kind of shy away. Well, I don't shy away from photographic failures, but I tend not to put myself out there a great deal anymore, because I don't like being knocked back. And you might argue that putting yourself out there on YouTube is definitely putting yourself out there, and you wouldn't have the guts to do it, and all these kind of things. And yeah, I kind of appreciate that. But what you need to appreciate here and now is I'm not talking to a couple of thousand people. I'm talking to a small camera, and effectively, I'm just offloading crap from my mind, the kind of rubbish that really pulls me down every day. So, you're seeing me, and indeed you may well see elements of you in that as well. And that's all right, because it's not just about photography, it's about living. It's about how we feel, how photography makes us feel, how basically shit sometimes we feel. And, it's how we deal with that. Sometimes it's just awful. And today's had some great highs, and it's had some lows. The lows were nothing, well, the lows were to do with the highs, because it's almost like a come down off of a drug high. Not that I know anything about that, but it's that euphoria of going out and talking to people, which is partly what I don't do nearly enough of. Then coupled with the now I haven't got anyone to talk to anymore, and sometimes it just screws me over. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. There's a join button below now if you would like to support me with cash. Great. That would be great. There's if you join with a membership down below, you will get more videos. There'll be videos appearing midweek, the shorter ones and such. In actual fact, if I give you a link up in a corner, that corner probably, then you can go and have a look and see the kind of thing that I'm going to be putting out midweek. Yeah, thank you. You take care, and we'll see you on the next one.